Hey everybody, it's Christopher Small, the owner of CMS Law Firm. We do estate planning, we do probate, we do it well. Today, I want to talk to you about the 2 limitations of a will. Before I get to that though, I want to remind you, if you have questions about this or anything else related to estate planning or probate and you want to talk with us over the phone for free, you can do so by going to cmslawfirm.com. Okay. 2 limitations of a will. This is a conversation that I have just about every time I talk to a potential client. The reason is most people need a will. And for most people, one of these 2 potential limitations come into play. Now, before I tell you the 2 limitations, I will say there are several ways to sort of get around these limitations, depending on what your family is like, depending on what your assets are like, depending on what your goals are like, okay? So with that being said, let's talk about what these 2 limitations are. The first limitation is, and by the way, let's just make this easier. Hypothetically, let's just say you have all of your assets and you just have a will. That's it, okay? So the first limitation of a will is that about 100% of the time, if you just have a will, you are going to have to go through probate to transfer your assets to your people after you die. So the way I describe probate, like I said, high level, is really just the process of transferring your assets to someone else. If you are here in Washington State, the process itself is not terrible. If you're in some other states like California, it's really bad. But here, it is still a process. It will still cost you several $1,000s to go through it. And for most people, they would rather avoid it than have to actually go through it. Okay, so that's the first limitation of a will. If you give something to someone in your will, for example, the only way that that's going to happen is via probate. All right. The second limitation of a will is that with a will, you can only do direct distributions. What I mean by that is you can just give people things. That's all you can do. For many circumstances, this is not a problem. You know, if I wanted to give $100K to my brother and I just wanted to get it, a will is perfect. But if I want to give $100K to my daughter, who is 9, that might not be so perfect. You know, that might not be the best thing to do. She can't get it when she's 9, obviously. But if I would die and give it to her when she turned 18, she would just basically get a check for that amount of money. That is not really something that I want to do. Hence, the limitation of a will. Now, there are a couple of different ways to sort of get over these limitations. Sometimes you can do it with beneficiary designations. That's a great way to avoid probate. Some of the things you can get over the hump with a trust, a revocable living trust. That will actually solve both of those problems. But I think it's really important to understand that with a will, you don't just necessarily get everything that you want when you create a will. Okay, that's it. So those are the 2 limitations of a will, the 2 main limitations of a will. Having a will is still important. It still serves a purpose, whether or not you have a trust or beneficiary designations is a great backup, something that you really want to have. But, you know, oftentimes, people just want more. So that's it. All right. So hope you like this. If you did, hit the like button. If you're someplace you can subscribe and you don't want to miss any future episodes, hit the subscribe button. And if you have a question about this or anything else related to estate planning or probate, and you want to talk with us over the phone for free, you can do so by going to cmslawfirm.com. All right, that is it for today. As always, thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. Appreciate you. And I will talk to you again soon.